Hey, that'll do it. That's all I need. Give me some chill vibes, though. Give me some chill vibes, though. We're not trying to like pop off. All right, it's not a pop off kind of day. It's like a just be chill kind of day. That's what it is. Ooh. I may or may not have forgotten to eat food. So food may or may not be on the way. And I may or may not have to go stop at some point and go grab said food. Who knows? Who knows? No one. Really, that's all conjecture. Eating food equals not good. Only if you're a robot. Only if you're a robot. So bot, thunder, yeah, makes sense. But for us humans, gotta eat something. It powers the body. Makes us able to do stuff like this. That's good. Also, hello, welcome. Humans are weird. True, confirmed. Confirmed. You got there. We found it together. We are a strange bunch. Welcome in. We're hanging out. We're being chill tonight. We're doing, this is our second new cool chill Thursday stream, which is a very weird feeling considering I was just live last night and I beat a game, and I'm gonna aim to beat another game tonight and also talk about like how to set reasonable goals. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how quick this game goes. Who knows? But first things first is I gotta wait for my daggone food to show up, because if I start this game and then like there's a ring at the doorbell, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. If someone's like, because it's kind of a spooky game. Just hey, heads up everyone, this is gonna be kind of a spooky season, spooky game, from what I have heard. I haven't played it because it's only an hour and a half long at max, which, you know, for me it means it's gonna be like 45 minutes. So we'll see. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun night. Whatever the food gets here. It's like a smoothie, because like I'm trying to like, you know, just be chill. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Crisp. Crisp is here following at least. A level 1 Crisp at that. Crazy. Crazy. I had the alerts turned down because that's the same channel that the game's gonna be playing through. But hey, that's all right. You're still here, still cool, still appreciate the follow. You're level 6? You're level 6 Crisp? What? Thunder. How did you get so high up so fast? What happened? Who'd you... Wait, hold on. Who did you pay? Is this like a pay to win situation? Sounds like a pay to win situation. Level 1 Crisp, I wouldn't worry too much about it. This sounds like a pay to win situation. Pure skill, I don't believe it. You are a computer. You are a computer. I think it's either a pay to win situation, or you're like one of those old like arcade computers, like the arcade fighting games that like absolutely cheat. That's kind of where I feel like this is heading. It's either you're a cheating computer, or it's pay to win. Oh sorry. Everyone shut up. No, Bot Thunder is completely legit. Complete legit. Anyway, Chris, welcome in, by the way. Hope you're doing well. We're having an interesting, this is our cool new time of streaming. It's our cool new streaming time of Thursdays. I have not previously streamed on Thursdays, but it just so happened to be a really good time for me to stream, because it's basically just me here by myself chilling. So I was like, well, I'm going to be playing video games anyway. I may as well do it on stream and maybe talk to some people at the same time and be like, cool, you know? So hopefully it's good. But as I've said before, I forgot to eat food before stream started. And so I really want a smoothie. So a smoothie's on the way, but it's not here yet. So we're going to wait until the smoothie arrives before I start this game. This game, by the way, the game we're playing is called Home. It is, if you've played it, don't mention it. Just plug in your charger. Listen, my charger is broken and has been for a while. I've been running off of solar for a really long time. And the reality is I just didn't have an opportunity to go out, you know, and like charge up in the sun. So here's where we're at. Shouts out to GG. Yeah, so Home's really cool. Home's a very, very, very short, very small indie game. But from what I've seen of it, because I've only played like a minute and I've watched like a very small segment of it just to kind of get the vibe. It's kind of a mix of like psychological horror mixed with like Silent Hill, but it all takes place in like a super compressed timeline. So you can like beat it really quick. Like legitimately when you start the game up, it says, hey, by the way, you should wear some headphones, you should turn the lights off, and you should set aside like an hour or two and play this game just like all the way through. So that's what we're gonna do. The average time to beat says like an hour and a half, but like, I mean, the reality is I play games like that, so we'll see. It is a spooky game. We're in spooky season, if y'all don't know. Everyone says spooky season starts in October, and I don't think that's quite long enough. So we do here at the Uke Crew, twitch.tv/the Great Uke, we do spooky season starting in September because I have a lot of like not really spooky games to play. But there's like spooky adjacent, like, you know, we just played through Grabbed by the Ghoulies on the Xbox. Like, that is not really a spooky game, but like, when else am I going to play Grabbed by the Ghoulies if not in October, you know, or spooky season? And so, perfect time to let's play some Grabbed by the Ghoulies. And then also, like, we just beat the Haunted Mansion yesterday. Disney's The Haunted Mansion on GameCube. Turns out it's a shooter / Metroidvania kind of thing. Who knew? Not me, but we beat it, and it was really weird. It was fun, but it was really weird. So, tonight, as I've mentioned before, playing Home. First off, playing Home. If we have enough time afterward, I kind of want to show y'all some of the my day-to-day things that I do to help me focus on like what I'm doing for the day. And also plan some like very, very short, but easy to set goal stuff. I didn't even know that existed. Exactly. Yeah, no one does. I mean, like I got it on GameCube in like 2010 for like $3, and I just like never played it. And so it's been sitting in my game closet back there. You can see the game closet right over here. This, by the way, is a very magical place, filled with games. I'll show you all the games list that I'm actually building. It's kind of set up in the way that, like, you know, I've got stuff in GG. Crisp, I know you're a GG user as well. I've kind of got this thing set up in GG, and I use that for like making sure I'm like tracking games that I'm playing and whatever. But I also wanted like a full actual database of like all my games and like the quality or like the condition and whatever, so I can show y'all that thing that I'm building in Notion. The smoothie's almost here, y'all. The smoothie's almost here. Ooh, isn't DoorDash great? Let me rephrase. Isn't DoorDash great sometimes? Sometimes. If you use it too much, big yikes. Big yikes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, Chris. So I'll break that down and kind of show you how I'm doing that and like what my end goal with it is, you know. Wish I had that many games to catalog. Yeah, I've shown off the closet a few times at this point, Chris. It's really cool. I'm really happy with my collection. But it's one of those things where like the more I look at it, the more I'm like, dang, DoorDash is overrated. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you know, I can see that. I see your point. I'm not even gonna try and argue with you on that one, bot, because like, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. It's one of the situations where I was like, crap, I want to make a smoothie. We have enough stuff to make a smoothie, but also I need to like go get stream set up, and I can't do both. So in that situation, it kind of fit exactly my needs in this one specific situation. So yeah, we're gonna let it slide. Just this one time at least. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Crisp, what's going on? What you been playing? Have you been playing the old Control? How's that treating you? How's that treating you? We have Deliveroo in the UK, and it's exactly the same. Sometimes great, sometimes yes. Yes, Crisp. Just yeah. Uber Eats, like we have like 17 over here. Like you got like the Uber Eats, DoorDash. There's a new one called like Bite Squad, which like come on. Postmates is just like all I don't know. The credit card that I use lets me have Dash Pass for free, which is that's kind of nice actually. Come on Smoothie. Come on Smoothie. It's gonna show up and I'm just gonna like indulge in like the sustenance for like a whole like 7 minutes, just like taking it all in. Oh man, I'm so hungry. I don't even know. I had lunch at like 11:30 because I had a break, right? I had like the smallest break right before noon, and so I did that. I like crammed it in, and then like got right back to work. And I'm just like, ugh, I'm so hungry. I actually played Control like last year, so I'm already prepared, but I enjoyed it. Got a little repetitive toward the end, but I enjoyed the mystery of it all until the ending. What was the ending? Assuming I finished it. Have not actually yet, but it's by the general vibe of it being a Remedy game and also just Control. I kind of got the sense that the ending would be a little nuts, so that's not a huge shock to me. Not gonna lie. But no, I have not finished it yet. As I have also mentioned, like we've been in the process of like my wife and I have been in the process of moving. This is a whole new house, so that's tight. Real big fan of that. We're finally getting settled in, making everything. I got a rug. I got this rug yesterday or like a couple days ago. Look at this rug. Oh, look at the rug. You can't see the rug because of the mic. Get out of the way, Mike. Look at that. Look at that rug. So nice. Took forever to get here. But that's okay. Congratulations. Well, thank you. Thank you for making it happen. I'll tell you what we might do though, Crisp, just because you're curious, and I assume Bot Thunder, were you there when I walked through the closet, the old games closet? Because if not, I'd love I can just okay. Let's I think it might be a good idea once I get this here smoothie situation taken care of. Just go ahead and I made a video of it, so I'll just show y'all again while I indulge in a smoothie. It's this one, right? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Wrong one. Back. This one. Got it. I found it. Hey, everyone, calm down. I found it. There we go. And oh, smoothie's almost here still. We're making it happen. Sounds good. Awesome. All right. How do I kill 5 more minutes? It says it's gonna be here in 5 minutes. There's no way that takes 5 minutes. I see where they are on the map. It might be 5 minutes. Who knows? I also got my like we have a whole separate, so this is my office / like Twitch room, like streaming space, you know. But we also have, there's another room that's like right here, like off of this room. It's not that door, but it's off this room. And it's multi-purpose, so it's got like different purposes, obviously. Talk about Control. What did you think so far? I really like it. It's a Remedy game. I don't think I've played a single Remedy game that I didn't like in some capacity. Quantum Break was kind of whatever, but most Remedy games I've really thoroughly enjoyed. I just wish they would be able to make games faster. Honestly, I just kind of wish they would be able to make games faster. So I think that the controls in Control and like the general vibe is some of the best I've seen in any game in a really long time. It's just super consistent. I really want to play Deathloop, because I think it's gonna have like not a similar vibe necessarily, but like a similar amount of polish, which just looks I love a good polished game. You don't know. But as I was saying, so this room over here, I've got a CRT set up with a bunch of old systems plugged into it. So I've got currently a GameCube, a PS2, an Xbox, and a Super Nintendo all plugged into it, as well as a VCR. So I have a VCR plugged in so I can watch VHS tapes, because that's how I live my life. And then I also in that room have a smaller LCD television at the moment. Our TV that's downstairs is going to come up here eventually, but for the time being it's downstairs. So right now I have a smaller LCD TV up here, and I've got like 6 systems plugged into that one: Xbox One, PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, a Wii U, and a Switch dock. Yeah, I've got all those plugged into it. So really, I'm very set up for being able to play literally whatever I want, whenever I want, which is fantastic. Oh, they've dropped off my order. Oh, hold on. A CRT gang, 14-inch Trinitron. It hurts your eyes. That's fair. It hurts my wife's ears. So, hey, everyone enjoy the dulcet tones of this music. I'm gonna get my food real quick. Be right back. Be right back. Smoothie time. Smoothie time. Time for a smoothie. Mmm. Delicious. Okay. What kind of smoothie? Chocolate peanut butter. With actually a lot of protein in it. Gotta get that protein. Hello, Sky. How are you? I am well. I am well. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you specifically are here. I'm glad everyone's here, but also you. Sky, were you here when I walked through the game closet? I don't remember. I think you were, but I'm not 100%. Because our friend Crisp here has not. So. Perfect. So if you don't know, then you're about to find out. Everyone, check it out. Let's walk through the game closet as a family while I enjoy this delicious smoothie. Even though Crisp does not like peanut butter. Which is okay. To each their own. The door, that door is the door that's right behind me over here. That door leads into the closet that's in this room, which is also the place that I store my video games. Not all of my video games. Actually, yes, all of my video games. So let's just take a little peek and do a little quick tour of this space. Yet again, I've done this like 4 times, but like I don't really care because it's really fun and I love doing this. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, y'all are not ready. I'm just letting you know, you're not ready. You might think that you're ready. You're not ready. Here we go. Hello, games. My goodness. So, we're going to go through each individual section, but like, generally speaking, if I get a game, it goes in there. So, couple things to note. You'll see that like certain games are like flipped. Like, you know, if they're all going this way, one of them will be flipped like the other way. Of course they're alphabetized. What am I, an animal? Of course they are. But they're also, some of them are flipped over, like facing the wrong direction. And that's to denote the ones that I know I have beaten. I have played all of these games. I haven't beaten all of them. The goal of this channel and my general life is to beat all of my video games. Okay? So you'll see them like turned and flipped and whatever, and that's just to denote that I've beaten them, or rather that I remember beating them, because I know that like I've beaten some of them, but I can't remember what happens, so you'll see. Anyway, so this little thing here, eventually, like currently it's nothing. It's nothing. It's like organizational stuff and random memory cards, because, you know, why not? Game Boy printer, e-reader, you know. Even if it sucks, depends on how much it sucks. Depends on how much it sucks, Chris. If it's like Bullet Witch bad, no, I'm not beating that. I'm not beating that. But if it's like mediocre, yeah, I'll play it. I'll try and beat it. Here we go. First shelf. First drawer. N64 and NES. Now you might ask why. It's because they fit better. And I have a lot of both. So there we go. Second drawer. SNES games. Also boxed SNES games. Also boxed PC games. Because again, that's how I live my life. That's how I choose to live my life. Bottom drawer here is the import shelf. All of those are Famicom, Super Famicom, and N64 games for like released in Japan. I got them while I was in Japan in 2019. So brought them back. They're cool. And I can play all of them. Like they actually all work. I have a modded AV Famicom in the other room that I can play at any time. Is that Diablo in the second drawer? It is. It's the Diablo 2 Battle Chest that I picked up in like 04. Because I got some money for like my 16th birthday and was like, here we go. Look at that. Japanese Pokemon Snap. What's up? Also, there's a Super Famicom in there. Super Famicoms are cool. Pro tip, by the way, you don't actually need a Super Famicom if you have a Super Nintendo. All Super Famicom games can play on a regular Super Nintendo. There's just these two little tiny tabs in the drawer, or in like the cartridge spot for the Super Nintendo, that you just like wiggle out, and then all games will fit in it and play no problem. So it's kind of a novelty that I have that, hence why it's in the drawer. So moving forward, over here on this side, this is all consoles. So this bottom one here is the handheld shelf. Also, by the way, really hard to like open drawers with one hand while you're holding a phone, like a camera. Just let me know, so you know. Lots and lots of different handheld stuff. That black bag there in the back has like a bunch of like original Game Boys, Game Boy Colors, that kind of stuff. That's my rose pink PSP 3000. Just gorgeous, gorgeous machine. And that little bag is a Game Boy Micro right there. Love that thing. Got another PSP and a PS Vita in that case. And then up here, got two other Super Nintendos, a modded Wii, and then two NESs. That, again, I don't use the NESs because they break a lot. If you know how they work, like, you know, it kind of comes in and like pushes down, and they break, like the pins break a lot. So I don't use those as much to kind of make sure that they continue to work. You love that Majora's Mask DS? Me too. Me too. And then this third shelf is other stuff. So that's a Saturn, my original Dreamcast, a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2, and a slim PlayStation 2. And by the way, these are all backups. Like I have a lot of these systems already plugged in somewhere else. Here's my 3DS collection. So you can see like Kirby Robobot up there. I have flipped the other direction, meaning I have beaten it. I've definitely beaten Fire Emblem Awakening, but I kind of wanted to replay it, so I left it unflipped, if that makes sense. The problem is I have way too many RPGs for this little system, so that's where we're at. But the 3DS is amazing. The 3DS is amazing. And then we move on into the Xbox, which is just a really great system. Again, you can see like certain games are flipped this way, right? Makes sense? That means I definitely know what happened in them. Or honestly, they're a sports game and I'm not going to do that. So, you know, dang, you have all the consoles. You have to do that. It took a long time. And I do not buy games. This is a pro tip. I do not buy games at retail price. I don't think most of the games in this collection were not purchased at retail price. I got them for like way cheaper later on. I don't think I've ever put a JRPG. That's all right. If they're not for you, they're not for you. I have some friends who are just like, you know, like it's just not for me, which is totally fine. Just totally fine. I'm gonna switch over to just chatting. I think we might just end up doing that the whole time because this is really fun. I'm enjoying it. My wife also got really mad at me because she's like, "Why do you have like so many copies of Splinter Cell?" I was like, "Those are actually all different." So, you know, me neither, dude. Every once in a while on a blue moon, I'll mostly wait until stuff is cheap. Yeah, exactly. And the trick is to find out like when like the ebbs and flows happen. You know what I mean? So right now, everyone pay attention because Xbox One and PS4 stuff is going to start being really super duper cheap. Right now, it's going to go all the way down. And PS3 and 360, we're already seeing this with PS3, but 360 stuff is also going to start going up, 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 up. So right now is the time to buy Xbox One, PS4. I would also say Wii U, but the reality is the Wii U is already going up, up, up. So like, it's too late on that one. If you missed the boat, you missed the boat. But what's funny is like Xbox, you can still find Xbox stuff cheap on like Craigslist and stuff and eBay. It's interesting. GameCube, underrated system. Love this thing. This might be my favorite system, by the way. This might be my favorite system. Takes notes. Good. 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 Crisp. You're right at the end. You're right. If you gotta go. Stuff's about to jump up in price like crazy. All the good stuff, like you'll see in a second. All like the really cool, like exclusive games. You can still find them cheap, but they're about to start jumping up. So you can find them cheap, but they're about to start jumping up here. We just beat the Haunted Mansion, by the way. Oh, what a good game. Piano 3, I beat at the beginning of this year. That was a really interesting game. So like, Chris, that's a really good example of like a game that I don't think is, I would not consider that a good game. I think actually I put it on GG. What did I give it? What did I give it on GG? Didn't be able to find it. There it is. Yeah, I gave it a 2. Yeah, I gave Piano 3 as a 2. Really, really super repetitive. But the good thing about games from that era is like they didn't overstay their welcome. You know what I mean? Like they would, you could play them and they'd be done in like 6 hours and then just be like, oh, okay, well that game was not really worth it, but oh well. And again, I got it for like $5. So who cares? Who cares? What is that Resident Evil game second from the top? That is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. RE3 Nemesis. The only Resident Evil game that I don't have on the GameCube is Code Veronica X. Which is really unfortunate. I remember going into the GameStop like near where I was living at the time, and they had all those games. So I got all of those games on sale at GameStop, right? except for Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 I bought because Resident Evil 4 is really good. So RE3, RE2, RE0, and RE I got at like the GameStop near me, and I think they were $15 a piece, right? If we go on eBay now and look at what RE2 on the GameCube cost, I think it's like $70 or something stupid like that. Let's look it up. Resident Evil 2 GameCube. Yeah, it's $83 for everything. $70, 0 bids, everything. $98 if you buy it now. So it's like, the problem is, and the reason I don't have Code Veronica is because I didn't have money back then. Like, I didn't have enough money to buy all of them at once, because I would have, but I didn't have the money for it. So it's just, it's one of these things that like, now that like, since I, you know, hit like my mid 20s, I started actually having money available, and that's when the collection started going, that's expensive. Yeah, and it's not worth it is the thing. That's the thing, is like, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's cool to have this game, but like, are you actually going to play them if you spend $90 on it? I don't know many people who would. Honestly, what I would prefer to do is just get like an optical disc emulator and like make a backup, like have a backup. Just play it off of that. Wink. Anyway. And yeah, by the way, feel free to make me like ask me to pause at any point. I can or go back. I can do that. Some of those cases, by the way, are repo cases, reproduction cases, because I couldn't find them before, and that's fine. Like Tube Slider, I can't find. I guess I could print it off myself, but like I found someone who's selling it for like $5, and Tube Slider is not really worth me spending a lot of money on like getting everything for that, because it's Tube Slider. It's a rip-off F-Zero. It's fine. All right, PS2, baby. So again, I know I've beaten God of War 2, and I know I've beaten Resident Evil 12. I don't remember beating them, and I don't remember what they're like, what happened to them. So I want to play them again, just so we're on the same page. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. Oh, what a good game. What a good game. But as I've said, I have played all of these games. I have at least put them in to make sure that they work. I play ROMs, but I also try and collect the games when I can. Yes, that's my general rule. This is what I tell people. I'm so behind on this whole era of games. I've barely played anything pre-360. Crisp, I'm really glad that you said that, because that is, to me, the most interesting thing in the world. Because like we've talked about this before during like GG, like during the book club games, book club discussion. But like, I have so much context just because I've been in this thing for so long. And not that like your perspective is invalid. It's just a completely different perspective from what I'm used to, because again, I'm inundated in it. So it's really refreshing to be able to talk to somebody who's like, I haven't played barely anything pre-360, whereas I'm like, the majority of the games that I've played were before 360, you know? So like, I think we were talking about Sonic this is the last time I was able to join. And to me, Sonic Mania was like super easy. And then there were so many people who were like, yeah, this game sucks, it's too hard. Like, too hard? What? No, Sonic 2 is too hard. Sonic 2 kicks you back to the beginning of the freaking game. If you die, it's insane. Even pre-PS4, I've barely played anything, which, hey, all good. We're getting there, right? We're getting there. We're trying to play stuff. Skypilot had a really good point of I play ROMs, but also try and collect the games when I can. My general rule is if you can afford the game, pay for the game. In any kind of situation. If the choice comes down to I can either eat or play a game, eat. But if you're not in that situation, try and buy the game, or like borrow it from someone who's already paid for it, if that makes sense. Or if there's no way for you to obtain it legally, okay, fine. Like, you know, if you live in a country, like if you live in a country somewhere like a game is like banned, okay, well then, good luck. Like, figure out a way. Like, wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? So. That's wild. Sonic Mania was a nightmare for me. I'm so used to hand holding its nuts. I know, it's crazy. And it's crazy because, like, you know, then you have games that are like kind of built for both, you know, the people who have played in both generations, and it's just such an interesting thing. It's just like Dark Souls, I think it's perfectly a perfect balance between like old school hard and like new school handholdy. Because even though it's not really handholdy at all, it's not nearly as brutal as people say it is. Anyway. Trying to retrain my gaming habits, as it were, so I'm less reliant on map markers and stuff. Ooh, interesting. That's really interesting. So like, as a for instance, let's say, like, I don't know, like Witcher 3, right? Like, I did not do this, but I have a lot of friends who played that game and turned off basically almost all of the HUD. So all they had was like, they could talk to people and like could get directions, and that's it. They weren't following the line, which is a really cool idea. I need to do that too. Because it is easier to play games with that stuff turned on, and on purpose. Like, they want you to keep playing the game, right? So, oh yeah, I'll pop this open. This is the thing I use to hold my loose DS games. Really recommended, by the way. Super cheap. Super cheap. Man, this is good. Man, I hope y'all are enjoying this. This is like my bread and butter, by the way. This is like my bread and butter. I love chatting about this kind of stuff. Like, genuinely, if ever you have any questions about like, hey, what do you think about this? And it's gaming related, I'm probably gonna have a pretty strong opinion about it, but I'm always willing to talk about it. Always willing to talk about it. Yeah, it's difficult with massive open world games because there's just so many going on. It's super easy to get lost. Yes. Yes. This stuff, this stuff makes me jelly. Come on, man. No. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. That just means you got to come back and hang out more, and we can talk about these cool games, and you can experience them through me vicariously. You know, it's fine. Chris, I think my main problem with like gaming nowadays, like my main problem is that most games are too good, which is such like a privileged problem. But like, games are too good. I have to be really specific about which games that I purchase, because like the reality is I can afford to buy a lot of games in a year, but I really shouldn't. Like, I don't need to be going out there and being like, all right, I'm going to get this game when it comes out, and this game when it comes out, and this game when it comes out, because like the other reality is I don't have enough time to play all those games. And I already have this stupid closet full of them. So, hence the stream. You see my frustrations. Anyway, can we talk? Let's go back real quick. We got to talk about this this game right here. This one's going to be really hard for y'all to make out. This is 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. Interesting fact about 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. It's incredible. Incredible, you say? Yes. It is one of the best third-person shooters I've ever played. It's even better co-op. It's hysterical. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, but it's amazing. And I 100% completed that game. Every achievement. It's nuts. Time is a big one for me, even though I don't work or anything. It's just such a strange mental block. Now I get it. It's the whole decision paralysis, right? Because you're like, well, if I get into this game, then like I'm not gonna be able to play that game yet. It's tough. It's tough. What I've found to be really helpful is to just like pick one and jump in, right? Like if you can just pick one and just go for it, and it's okay if you stop, right? It's okay if you're like a couple hours in and you're like, I'm not really feeling it. You know, that's kind of how a lot of people I know who don't like JRPGs are. They're just like, I'm not really feeling it. And that's fine. 50 Cent Bulletproof is terrible though. Yes, true. Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. Yeah, and again, so all of the God of War games, I know I've beaten them. I just don't remember what happened because it was too long ago, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna replay them. Is my point. That's my point. Lost Odyssey is amazing. Lost Odyssey, I think it's like 4 discs. It's nuts. Yeah, exactly. It's actually good advice that I try to follow for sure. Good. Let's see. My wife's home. I hope. Okay, yeah. Oh man. This 360 collection is my dream. So many games I want to play. This is shockingly my biggest collection. I don't know why, but it is. Let's see. Oh, that's a work email. Don't need that. Don't need that. Put that away. Flip it over. We're done for the day. No. We're done for the day. It's over there. It's over there. Yeah, Silent Hill Homecoming and Downpour. Surprisingly not that bad. Definitely controversial. People did not like them, but they're not that bad. Not that bad. 360 was just awesome. I agree. Splatterhouse. Okay. Crisp, you know how you said, well, what happens if a game sucks? Splatterhouse is not a game I recommend. Okay? But I beat it. You can see right there. I beat it. Like, it's a 2. That's like, I think my cutoff point for like, is it worth me to keep playing? Because also for me, I really, really like to rate things on a scale of 1 to 5 and no halves. No percentages, nothing. It's either a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5. And I have to justify putting it in one of those buckets, because if I don't, then I end up getting in this like weird nebulous situation where I can't really define what makes the game, like what makes a game a 4. What makes a game out of 10? That's what I mean. Like, what makes a game a 4 out of 10 versus a 5 out of 10 versus a 5.5 out of 10 versus a 3.5 out of 10? Why is that? I think it's because there's too much variance. I don't necessarily agree with the distinction between a 4.5 and a 5. Like, let's say in my scale of 1 to 5, what is a 1.5? Like, well, it's not quite a 2, but it's better than a 1. Well, who cares? I'll just pick one. To me, I realized I wasn't following on GG, so I've rectified that. No problem. Like a good example. So Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse is a 2 for me. Here's why I justify it as a 2. It is really, 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 really buggy, really repetitive. The story is not that interesting, but it's playable enough. There are some redeeming qualities about the game in that, like, you know, you can play the original 3 Splatterhouse games on it, and it's not like broken and terrible. So therefore not a 1, because 1 to me is like abysmal, do not ever play it. 2 to me is, I don't recommend it, but if you have the heart for it, go ahead. A 3 for me is, yeah, I recommend it. It's fine. It's just like middle of the road. And a 4 is, oh yeah, that game's pretty great. I really like that game. But it's not like transcendent. 5s are, this changed my perspective on gaming. Like, for the better. Like, this revolutionized the way that I think about the entire medium. And it was such a transcendent experience that, like, now I'm locked into this. Like, Breath of the Wild for me was a 5 out of 5. Or Banjo-Kazooie for me back in the day was a 5 out of 5. So, ye old Ukes 1 to 5 scale. Hello, Amy. Yeah, me and Chris are part of a group where we chat about like game stuff. So, you know, see, I use 2.5 out of 5 as like completely in the middle, like absolutely no opinion. But your system does really, yeah, and that's, you know, my whole thing. Everyone who knows me knows this, and I hope y'all understand this too. I don't want to put anyone down for them having their own system. I just also have very strong opinions about my own system and why I choose it, and because I've thought about it a lot. So if y'all want to use a 10-point scale, fine. If you want to use a 2-point scale, fine. I know some people who literally just, their whole scale is, do I recommend it or not? That's it. It's either a yes or a no. It's interesting. It's an interesting way to like to rank things, you know. It's just really cool. Emmy, we're hanging out, by the way. Just being chill. Just being chill. Do you have a list of this stuff? Of what stuff? Of what stuff, Sky? Of like my opinions on games, or like my game list? My games out of 5. Yes, I do. I do indeed. I think. I caught the end of your description and I agree. I can adjust my thoughts to it easily. Let's see. I have wanted to simplify my system, TBH. Wanted to think and get a bit nitpicky, which I hate. That's my whole thing. That's what I found myself doing, Crisp, honestly. I'm ordering pasta soon. I must grab it. I need to actually focus long enough to get it going. I understand. Crisp, that's what I found I was doing. I would have these discussions with people and they'd be like, well, why'd you give that a 7? And this one a 6? Like, what to you is the distinction between them? And I couldn't tell them why. I was just like, well, that one felt like a 6. That's valid. I'm not saying that like that's an invalid argument, but like that's completely subjective and personal to yourself, which is part of you know, rating stuff, which is fine. Amy 5, Psychonauts is a 5, Psychonauts 2 is a 3. Fair. I still need to play Psychonauts 2. Let's see here. Sky asked a really good question. Here's the games that I have rated out of 5 on GG. So feels like a 6. Yes, feels like a 6. So this is in the order of the ones that I've just gone through and ranked. So I gave Haunted Mansion a 3. So have to run like 10-ish minutes for the new Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes. No problem, Chris. No problem. We all love Jake Peralta and his cool gang over here. Let's see what we got. Grab by the Ghoulies was not that great. So this is interesting. I really like Injustice. That's not right. There we go. That wasn't right. I really like Injustice. I would not give Injustice more than a 3. It's completely fine. It's not transcendent. It's not like, oh my gosh, whoa. It's just like, that's a really solid fighting game. You know? Trials of Mana. Trials of Mana is fine. It's fine. It's not the best game I've ever played. It's not the worst game I've ever played. It was not a 4. It was not a game that I would be like, I would not easily recommend this game to people. So, you know, there you go. Games lists are very subjective, but I find it interesting to see what people think of games. DKC 3 is 5. DKC 3 is a 5. I think I gave it 1. I don't remember. This is all out of whack. This is not being generous. This is not being generous to me. I liked it. I thought it was fine. I thought Haunted Mansion was completely fine. This is like a completely solid game. It's not like, I wouldn't really recommend it to a ton of people. I would be very subjective with who I like recommend it to. But like, I had fun with it. This game pissed me off at the end. This game made me want to like throw the controller on the ground. Grab by the Ghoulies did. I was so mad at that game. Y'all don't even know. Gosh, that game made me so mad. Puppeteer is so good, objectively proven by science. Exactly. Yes, true. Yeah, you know what? I really like your system. I think I'm going to adopt it from now on. Well, I'm happy that you have heard my opinion and somewhat agree with it. It's also okay if you don't do that. Either way is fine by me. Just so long as we're hanging out and we're cool. Valheim is not a good game. I did not like it. I don't care what people say. It was not for me. But it also was not a 1 because it wasn't like broken and like just terrible. I thought it was boring. I was like, this game is completely boring. Like nothing is happening. Not for me. Let's see here. What games did I give a 5? I gave a lot of 4s. Okay, I gave a lot of 4s. I really like Street Fighter 4. Puppeteer looked interesting based off that art. Puppeteer is so cool, Emmy. It's so cool. Oh, I gave Portal 2 a 5. Yeah, Portal 2 is an easy 5. That game like changed the way I thought about like games and like the way that like narrative works and how it ties in with other, like the way that a narrative perfectly ties in with the system, like the actual gameplay system. This one worked perfectly. BioShock is genre, well, it's actually not genre defining, Emmy. It's actually several. It's not, I'm not going to use the word derivative because that's really, really rude, but it is kind of, it's very similar to a lot of other games, including System Shock 2, which it was not based off of, but like kind of a spiritual successor to. So to me, it's good. It's an easy recommend. Like this 4 means easy recommend. This is why I don't bring this list up very often, Sky. This is why I don't bring this list up, because people all like every single time it's so good, but it's not. It didn't change my brain. I was like, oh, this is really, really good. I really liked it, Emmy. I really liked it. It's okay. It's all right. Portal 2 is one of my first. Oh, so this is what game design looks like. Yeah. Still haven't played BioShock? I would, hey, recommend it. 100%. It changed I'm glad it changed yours, and I'm happy that it's a 5 for you. It didn't change mine though. I'm really, really happy that it changed the way you think about games, because it's a really good game. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. I like this list, TBH. Good. Me too. Maybe this boomer's this is boomer perspective. True. We're this is full boomer territory with what we're talking about here. Let's see what else we got. Like I said, I give a lot of good games a 4. This game is disappointing. I don't recommend this game. It literally changed my life, no cap. No, I know. And that's one of the things I really like about like most forms of like media. Media can have a different effect on different people, right? So, you know, what might be a transcendent album for me may not be a transcendent album for you, and vice versa, which is really cool because we can both give the same album like a different rating, but it could still be equally as amazing. You know what I mean? Halo 4 is underrated. No, it's not. It is a good game. It's solidly middle of the road. The problem with Halo 4 is that Halo 4 had to carry all of the other baggage of Halo, and Halo by itself is like an incredible series. I don't think any individual game is like incredible, but as a series, it's fantastic. And Halo 4 might be one of the worst ones. I'm gonna say it. The age at which I played has a huge impact. See, now that's very fair, Amy. That's very fair. I think that plays a huge role, because a lot of people are like super nostalgic for the games that they played when they were younger, and then the games that they played that they're older. It's much harder for people to give like 4s and 5s and stuff to stuff that they play when they're a little bit older, from my experience at least. Halo 5 is the pits. This is true. I don't think anyone above 20 would be shook by BioShock, but also can't prove that today with comparison to today's games. Interesting. I just think it's a really good character-driven story. Whose character, though? Who's the character driving that story? Crisp. Who thinks Psychonauts is clunky? Crisp did think that Psychonauts was clunky. You did say that. Yes, you did. That's right. This is why I love video games, y'all. This is why I love video games. It's so cool. It's just so cool. Cortana. Crisp, I'm gonna level with you. I think that Cortana's portrayal in Halo 4. Well, Halo 5 was the worst portrayal of Cortana, but Halo 4 is like right next to it. I think that the depiction of Cortana in the entire game was just like not Cortana. And granted, like, of course she's going through rampancy, and like there's a whole interesting dilemma going on with like how do you deal with sentient things that outlive their purpose. That's the whole point of like Cortana. But like I didn't jive with it. It just didn't work for me. Which is okay. Let's see what else we got. What else do we give a 5? Nothing yet. Lots of 4s. Lots and lots of 4s. Dang. Okay. That's, again, as I have said, just my opinion. It's okay if you're like, I think Halo 4 is great. Good. I'm happy for you. And I'm glad that you loved as much as you do. No more 5 stars for a while, it seems. I'm very stingy with 5s, it would appear. Guitar Hero 2, I gave a 5. Guitar Hero 2, I gave a 5. It really works for me. It's definitely not as good as it could be, though. That's fair. Yeah, okay. Here's several in a row. All right, we figured it out. I found several of my 5s, y'all. Here we go. Guitar Hero 2 is a 5 for me. For me. Listen. I hate, dude. Look, Crisp. This is like the big. This is the boomer to zoomer like vibe going on. Listen, I do not like, and I do not jive with Minecraft. I do not jive with Terraria. I do not jive with Starbound. Any of those like creative expression games, like I think they're so cool. I don't play them. They're just not for me. They're just not for me. Terraria is objectively a 3. Where is Terraria? Yeah, to me it's a 2. I just don't like it that much. I can appreciate the systems, but like for me, it's just ain't there. But the Guitar Hero 2, let me tell y'all about some Guitar Hero 2. Hold on, wait. Forget Terraria. Let's talk about Guitar Hero 2. You've got the perfection of the hammer-on system. It's so good. You've got all these really cool covers of classic songs, and I played the ever-loving crap out of it. That's it. I just really love this. I will still to this day put in Guitar Hero 2 and play it on the CRT just for like the sake of it. It's just like, for me, this game hit like all the right. This is a perfect example of like nostalgia tainting my experience. This game is, if we're looking at it purely objectively, it's a 3 at best. Purely objectively, it's a 3 at best. But for me, 5 out of 5. I love it. Minecraft with mods is what makes it for me. Yeah, that's what I've heard. A lot of people tell me that, and that's fine. Link to the Past, yes. Link to the Past, absolutely. Pokemon Blue, again, that's a little bit of nostalgia. You need to get up and get your wallet, no problem. This game is like one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Not because it's like the best RPG of all time, but because like it's so approachable and it just works. Final Fantasy VII, again, for me, because I played it like around the time it came out, that changed my view of games. Again, another good example of like, oh crap, this is like, games can do some stuff. Yo, what? That game really did it for me. Really interesting though. I've talked to a lot of people who can't go back and play that one because of like the weird polygon mess that the graphics are, which kind of makes sense. Super Mario Bros. 3, like come on. It's Super Mario Bros. 3. This game came out in like 1991 and it's still like top of the heap for like platforming. Do you think Final Fantasy VII would hold up to someone now who hasn't played it? It depends on how willing they are to look past bad graphics. Honestly, like, because to me, like the kind of outdated systems, because honestly, like at this point, Final Fantasy VII is kind of a dated game. It is kind of a dated game, but it's still really good. What's up, Drawful? Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow is objectively a 5. True. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a 5. Yep, got that one right. 100%. Banjo-Kazooie is a 5 out of 5. I will fight anyone about that one. It's a 5 out of 5. Absolutely fantastic. I got my friend into Final Fantasy VII recently. He didn't mind the graphics. That's good. I mean, that's really, to me, the key is you have to be able to look past the graphics, and you have to be able to look past some of the like the more dated like 1997 systems. And if you can do that, then you're like, oh, this game holds up incredibly. But if you can't look past like turn-based combat, and you can't look past like the graphics, it can be tough to get into. Especially like, you know, to me, if you get through the first disc, you're in. But like, I don't know, getting people over the hump of like even getting out of Midgar is so tough. It's so tough. I really want to play Banjo-Kazooie. It's on my play later list on Game Pass. Change that. Change it. Put it at the top. Put it to the top. That game is very short to play. Hold on. That's not it. That game is 11 hours, Crisp. That game is 11 hours long, and it is So freaking good. Emmy and I both know. Listen to me. There are very few games today that do 3D platforming as well as Banjo-Kazooie did it back in 1998. Let's just take a second and think about that. Almost hold on, math. 13 years. 13 years. And there's barely been almost 3 or 4 games that could maybe beat that one in terms of like pure like platforming. It's nuts. It's nuts. Let's keep going. This is fun. That's the year I was born. Well, there you go. Another fantastic reason to play it. Chris, please, you'll gain 5 points of charisma. This is true. This is true. Drawful, do you have any like opinions of like these things that you're seeing here? Let me know what you think. Ocarina of Time, obviously. Wait. $23. 23 is how math works. Thank you, Emmy. Shh, no one heard that. Ocarina is a 4. Okay, I get that. I have not played Ocarina of Time still. That's fair. Tanner says no. I prefer Link to the Past for retro. Link to the Past is also a 5. I think that these are 5 for these are a 5 for different, slightly different but similar reasons. Honestly, for me they are. This one was like my first real introduction to like a big and giant open world. Y'all blinded by nostalgia. Ocarina is not perfect gaming. It's scuffed AF. Have you played the port on the 3DS though? Have you played the port? This one is also. I can agree. I can concede that there is some nostalgia blindness happening on this one. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. The whole thing is going to be me saying I still haven't played this seminal classic video game. Yeah, that's fine. Well, like you said, like you're kind of like new to the hobby, kind of. So the biggest thing with Ocarina of Time is Link is 3D. It's a good story, but newer 3D Zeldas do it way better. I think a lot of 3D, like newer 3D Zeldas, though, take what Ocarina, because to me, I think Ocarina actually is like a really great balance of exploration while with also like a clear direction. I think a lot of newer Zelda games kind of take that formula and just like make it like bigger and bigger and bigger just for the sake of being bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? Like I kind of think that Ocarina of Time might have something going for it and still kind of hits me in a good spot because it's not overly long, but I still get that experience of like exploring a new world while it also being super condensed. You know what I mean? It is clear direction. Compared to a lot of games, Amy, that game is incredibly clear. There's a literal, you can hit a single button and it'll say, hey, go do this. Not a lot of newer games did it as good as Ocarina of Time. I actually may play Banjo soon. Been waiting for a while. You should play Banjo. Everyone, just get in the chat and say that Crisp needs to play Banjo right now. Just let Crisp know. If we all say it to Crisp at the same time, maybe they'll hear it and do it. It is very linear. It is incredibly linear. Literally, if you hit the up C button, you always. Okay, hold on. Wait. The water temple is an absolute exception to this entire situation, Emmy. Wait. If the whole reason you knocked an entire star off is because of one temple, number one, yeah, the water temple is some BS. Number two, play the remake or play the port that's on the 3DS, and it's way better and way more manageable. I'm just saying. I think that one temple does really like toughen some stuff up. But if you play the port, it's really good. Sounds like a reason for 4. Sky, I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being cool. I did the water temple blind. It took me a long time. I would never do it again. Yeah, look. The water temple's tough. It's really not that bad, but you kind of have to how do I say this? The toughest thing about the water temple is the fact that you always have to go into the menu to take the boots on and off. That's the worst part. That's the worst part. What did Drawful say? Look, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I objectively think it's a perfect game, and like I don't think that it deserves to be like rated as like the best game of all time by like everyone at this point. It is objectively not. For me, it is still a 5. For me, it is. Let's keep going. Super Mario World. Hey, everyone ignore this. It's like y'all enjoy going very slowly. Emmy, sometimes it's okay to go slow, though. Sometimes it's okay to go slow and explore things. It's fine. It's fine. I do enjoy going slow every once in a while. Not all the time, just sometimes. I gotta go fast sometimes. I gotta go slow sometimes. And this one this one worked. Let's move on. Let's move on. Ignore this. Everyone cross this out of your mind. Everyone cross this out of your mind. Super Mario World. I'm not a fan of the word objectively when it comes to art. Yeah, I mean it doesn't it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. You can't. Hold on. Where's it at? No. Where's there it is. Go on. Get out of here. There. 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 Now you don't even have to think about it. Now you don't even have to think about it. I'm using it entirely facetiously. It's gone. It's gone. You don't even know what this is anymore. It's really good, but you know. Later, Crisp. Come back when you're done. We might still be here. Let's move on to Super Mario World. 5 out of 5. Okay. Metal Gear Solid. 5 out of 5. Boom. I have a poster from Nintendo Power on my left. It's still there. Okay, well, I can't delete that. I can't delete that HTML element. Yes, Crisp, you need to join the Discord and let us know about Banjo. If you haven't already, hold on. If you're not joined, you can join. If you are joined, you gotta let us know. We'll ask you in gaming chat. Metal Gear Solid, 5 out of 5. Love this game. This game rules. Still very solid. This one is way more easy to play now. I think the original one's a little bit tough to go back to. A lot of PS1 games and what am I trying to say? N64 games are kind of tough to go back to. This one is very easy to play. It's a little like absurd, but it's also MGS, so that makes total sense. Look at this. Look at this beautiful game right here. Look at this. Can we talk about a game that made me change the way I thought about games for a second? Do you know how many bad licensed games exist? Can we talk about that? And can we talk about how this is not one of them? How this guy right here, Mr. Arkham Asylum, really just kind of was like, how can we take all these elements from a lot of other fantastic games and put Batman in it and just make it even better? Batman Arkham Asylum for me is a 5 out of 5. Arkham Asylum for me is a 5 out of 5. I think it is still to this day better than every other entry in the series in almost every front. I think that the gameplay is like easy. Lego Batman 2. All right, well. All right. All right. I mean, yeah. Lego Batman also exists, but like, look, this came first. Without Arkham Asylum, Lego Batman doesn't exist. My hot take is that Arkham Origins is not that bad. It's not good, but it's not that bad. It's not like, it's not Arkham Asylum good, but it's definitely not that bad. Let's move on then. If we all agree with this, I mean, we're all on the same page, so let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead. There's Ocarina of Time again. Gotta get rid of that. Can't have that clouding everyone's judgment. Boom. Okay. I'm just saying the other Batman games that I played. Oh, I see. Pick up that pasta. I will at least say I like it more than Majora's Mask. I think I like them both equally, but I like them equally for very different reasons. Very different reasons. That's not even... Fine. Let's see. This just has like a bunch of Zelda games on it. This one doesn't even count. The timer is very stressful until you realize that you can cut the timer in half. The problem is they never tell you that. The problem is they never ever actually tell you, by the way, you can just play the Song of Time backwards and then it makes the days like last twice as long. Like once I figured that out, I was like, oh wait, this game actually slaps. But no one told me. So here we are. I mean, it's Melee. So it's Melee. I used to use the songs to, it can be stressful. I understand that. I understand that. That's why I know a lot of people who are still like, I really don't like that game at all. I think that it's got some interesting things going. It's one of the best games that has a time loop. So that's something. Let's see here. What else do we have? Okay. Resident Evil Remake. 5 out of 5. Easy. Easy. Game changed my perspective on puzzle games and how video games can actually be really, really scary when done right. I like that. Let's see here. Yep. Almost for soundtrack alone. Incredible. This is where the series peaked. I don't care what anyone else says. This is where the series peaked. Not 4, not 2. 3 is the best one. 3 is still the best one. I don't like time trials of any kind. Yeah, I can understand that one. I can definitely understand that. Halo 2. I think that's a nostalgia one for me. That's just a nostalgia one for me. I get it if you don't like this one as much. Just saying. I'm back. Brooklyn Nine-Nine isn't on the NBC site yet, so guess you're watching it tomorrow. Well, I'm glad you're back. Welcome back, Crisp. Welcome back. I almost left before God of War. God of War is a 4. God of War 3 is a 4. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. This game is one of the best games that Ubisoft has ever made. Can we talk about this one real quick? This is one of the best games Ubisoft's ever made. And as far as I'm concerned, their entire game design principles went downhill after they released this game. I'm just saying, like this might be the best game they've made in the past 20 years. So, God of War 2 is a 5 for me. That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. again, like I'm very, very here for everyone being like, this game changed the way that my brain works about games. Therefore, for me, 5. Or this game made me have like all of the emotions. So, oh, she's missing it. She's gonna be so upset with me, though. She's gonna be so mad. She's gonna be so mad. My criteria for a 5 is if it made me cry or tear up. I don't even have to cry or tear up. I just have to feel things. You know what I mean? I have to be like, whoa, what? You know what I mean? I have to like put the controller down and be like, whew. Whew. She's gonna be so mad about these. I feel like she's gonna be really mad about this one though. DK64 is fine, but like the platforming's fantastic, but like the getting everything sucks. The getting everything in this game is some trash. She's gonna be so mad about this one. I want to move on before she comes back. I'm gonna move on. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this and we'll see what happens. And I can scroll up real quick. Emmy's gonna be really mad at my my rating of BioShock Infinite. Like really, really mad. All right. Easy, right? Why it should be a 5? You're saying 1,000 Year Door should be a 5? It's really good. It ain't a 5. Nah. Nah. It's really good. No. Listen. Listen. It's really good. It's Paper Mario. It's literally more of the Paper Mario. Like, it's fine. It's good. I really like it. I think it's an easy recommendation. It's literally just Paper Mario, but like more of it. That's it. That's it. That's not a bad thing, but it's not a 5 thing. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much right now. Ooh. I could buy it like I could buy it. I liked the pacing of 1,000 Year Door better. Yeah, that's fair. Need to see that Katana Zero score. That game, yeah, it's. I think I gave it. I'm gonna guess. I want to remember what I said about it. I think I was like on the fence about it. Like I kept going back and forth between a 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4. I want to say that I landed on a 3. Let's see. Yeah, I landed on a 3. That one's a tough one though. That one went back and forth for me a lot. But it wasn't, and the reason I stuck with the 3 is because it's not an easy recommendation. I recommend it, but it's not an easy recommendation. You know what I mean? Like to me, again, a 4 is like I can easily recommend it to most people. 3s, yeah, I mean like they're good and I can recommend them, but like it's not a guaranteed recommendation for everyone. Same thing with 2s. 2s are like I'll tell you right now, Bloodstone and PNO3 are really good examples of like, if you like weird Japanese games in the GameCube, PNO3 might be up your alley. If you don't, probably don't play it. If you wanted to see something different in like the third person, like another third person shooter that you haven't played before that isn't called Gears of War, this one's not bad. It's okay. You could mess with it. It's got some cool driving sections. Like the driving in this game is incredible, but that's about it. What else? Yeah, Borderlands over here. 3. I really I played the ever-loving crap out of this game, but like it's been eclipsed in my mind by every other game that's come out after it, including pre-sequels. Like including the pre-sequel. Really good replay value on Borderlands, you mean? Yeah, it's got a lot, but again, like Borderlands 2 does, like the jump in quality from Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2 is insane. The jump in polish from 1 to 2 is nuts. Let's see what else we got. Spooky season of last year. I put pre above 1. I do put pre above 1, yes. I do, Tanner, yeah. I want to play it too, but need someone to play it with. Good news. Wait, what system? That actually matters. Talking PC, because if it ain't PC, I can't play with you. That's the problem. Anyway. Xenoblade, PC and Xbox? Well, then. I don't actually have it on Switch. Don't have it on Switch, actually. I do have it on PC. Do have it on PC. Just saying. Evil Within, I really enjoyed. This was an easy recommendation for people who like third-person action games or horror games or that kind of stuff. So I do also had it for years. So there you go. I'm actually playing through with Emmy. I'm playing through with Emmy and Tanner, or I Killed Kenny on Emmy's stream on Tuesdays. You know, when she's live on Tuesdays, we're usually playing Borderlands 3. We did it this past Tuesday. It was a blast. It was hysterical. That was some of the most fun gaming I've had in a very long time, actually. Eternal Darkness, easy recommendation. Easy recommendation, not a 5-star. Fear, easy recommendation, not a 5-star. Gosh, what a great game. What is Eternal Darkness? Okay, crisp. Are you ready? Eternal Darkness is a GameCube game published by Nintendo on the GameCube. It deals with like eldritch horror, and you travel to you play as different people in different time periods. All of them interact with the Tome of Eternal Darkness and end up becoming like spirits that help this woman destroy an eldritch god. It is awesome. It is awesome. I cannot recommend it to everyone because it's a little bit too weird. But you get my point. You see where I'm coming from. It's so cool. It's so cool. What else we got? Fear. Fear is like take equal parts like Japanese horror movie and Hong Kong action movie about like just like the largest guns like just blowing people away. That's Fear. We played it last year. It was hysterical. That game is so cool. It's so good. I'm going to play Fear 2 this year. Fear 2 is this year. If I need to explain why Dark Souls is a 5, then sorry. Maybe like it's a 5. It's Dark Souls. Sorry, it's a 5. That's fair. I get it. But like that, this is one of the most recent games I've played that like has changed my view on games. Like changed how like I literally started playing that game. I was like, oh, holy crap, this game is complex and deep, but it works. Oh my gosh, this game is so good. This game is like I really like it. It's just some BS sometimes, and it makes an already punishing game really frustrating in places. But what I find so interesting is it's frustrating, but it's fair. Like there's not a single thing that I felt like this is some BS, and I did actually sometimes feel like, wow, that was some BS, but I immediately ran back there and was like, I'm gonna show this game. I'm gonna show this game what like if this thinks it's gonna be some BS. This game's incredible. This game's incredible. I think 3 might be like equally as good in my opinion, but like, jeez Louise, this game is just like, it's nuts. I also really like, this one's a hot take. I really liked Skater XL like a lot. I played the crap out of that game. I played it on stream a lot, and then like even in my spare time, I would just find myself like finding lines and trying to do cool stuff in Skater XL. I don't recommend it for. I love it. That's what I've like. I think a lot of people are expected Skater XL to be like the next Tony Hawk, but like, here's why it's a 4, not a 5. Right? Because this game also like kind of made me change my like it helped me process through some stuff around gaming, and it was like it was a transcendent experience. But it's not a 5 because there's not a lot of content. It was a little overpriced when it came out, and it's not super clear on what exactly it is and who it's for. This game is for people who know like what skateboarding is and how it works. Like if you're a big skateboarding nerd, like if like as a for instance, I watched the Olympics, like the skateboarding stuff at the Olympics, and like I knew what was going on, and like I could tell like, oh, okay, this one's really hard because Nigel Houston's coming in switch. He's doing a backside, like, you know, like half cab kickflip onto a rail off of a 12 step. And like I know, like I just know like that's impossible. But he's attempting it, so like it doesn't look necessarily as cool, quote unquote, as some of the stuff that other people are doing. But if you know like you're going backwards and all that kind of stuff, I can't skate at all, but I love watching it and playing it. This is probably the most interesting like skate system I've ever played. I think it's better than Tony Hawk. I think it's better than Skate in terms of being realistic. You know what I mean? And I found myself just for hours like lining up and like attempting to do like a single trick, like a realistic trick on like an edge, like on a planter box. I was like, this is so stinking cool. So that game rules. I love this game. This is the only game that matters of all time. Easy 5 out of 5. Best game of the year. This game has basically been game of the year since like 1980, and it didn't even come out in 1980, but it was still game of the year. So I'm not going to talk about that one. RE4. Oh, that's a 2. Whoops. That's a 2, not a 1. Come on. Oh man, we've hit a lot. Where were we? We were here. RE4. RE4 is 5. Like this game is the perfect balance of old school Resident Evil and new school Resident Evil. It's fantastic. Village is also a 5. I have not played Village yet, but I've heard the same thing. This is how you do a remake correctly, right here. If you want to ever watch, if you ever want to play a game, then like you're like, how do I make this game? How do I do a remake correctly? Just do what they did here. Just do this. Easy. This is the best parts of 1 and 2. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Earthbound 5. Easy. Super nostalgia for me. This might be the most nostalgia one in this entire daggone list. This game has a lot of flaws, but ooh man, I know what it's about, and I love it. I love it. Got an actual cart. Maybe. Bad news. No, I don't. Oh, no. No, I don't have it. Oh, no, all I found was this crappy game. All I found was this crappy game. I didn't actually have it. Oh, dang. Oh, man. All I have is this crappy game right here. Weird. Just kidding. Yeah, I have it. What am I? What am I? Come on. What am I gonna not have it? Of course I have it. Boom. That's my original copy, by the way. I got that in 1995. Got that in 1995 because I wanted it for my birthday. My mom was like, okay. I also have the strategy guide. I don't have the box, but I have the strategy guide for it. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. That's a gem. I know. I love it, dude. It's so good. How much does it go for? Let's look it up. Earthbound. Let's see. A lot. 300. 400. See one for 660. 190, 350. It's right around what it always has been. Around 300, 350, something like that. Which honestly is really not Like, it's good. Like, it's really good, but like, I don't know. Like, get a 3DS and just download it. It's good. Is it on the Switch? It might be on the Switch, or like, go get a SNES Classic. It's on the SNES Classic. Just play it there. There's no point. My limit, by the way, for like a game is like probably $100. I'm not going to spend any more than $100 on a game. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not, because like, what is the point of me having like I have this because I've always had this. I've had this since 1995. I'm not going to get rid of it because like it's mine. It's my copy. You know, like my parents gave it to me. But like, I wouldn't spend if I didn't have one. If I had sold it, I wouldn't spend $300 on that game. It's not worth that much. It's just not. I don't know. I think that I don't know. There's something funky going on in like the used game market, man. It's weird. It's weird. 100's my limit. I don't think I've ever spent $100 on a game. Not even worth, yeah, 500. I wouldn't sell that. Really want that limited run copy of Scott Pilgrim. I did get that. I did get that also. Too much nostalgia. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, Drawful. I don't know. It's good. I recommend it. It's a big 5 for me because of nostalgia. So lucky son of a gun. Again, I'm like, I make money. It's one of those things like if I was your age, Crisp, I would not get it because I wouldn't have the money for it. But like now I do, and so I can make moves like that, which is I'm very thankful that I'm able to do that. I know, but I didn't have that money when I didn't have money for like random games when I was 23. I'm just disabled. I mean, regardless of your state of life, like it's just a matter of like I just didn't have the money for that kind of stuff back when I was 23. I didn't have near that kind of money. I couldn't go. I had to budget out the games that I would buy each year. I was like, here's my budget for stuff. So all I'll say, I've seen plenty of adults on Twitch play DK64 with confusion and questionable choices, and it genuinely doesn't make sense. I started collecting at 22. Half the fun is finding things in the wild. That is true, Drawful. That is true, Drawful. Emmy, can we still be friends if we don't agree on the rankings of DK64 and BioShock Infinite? Can we still be friends? Because I'm really worried you're gonna not like me anymore as like a person. But I still want to be friends because I still really like playing Borderlands. But like, I get it if you want to be like, nah, like we out. Breath of the Wild is a hard 4. We're not gonna talk about this. This is another one. No. No, we're not. I've had too many discussions with too many people about this one. We're not touching that. I get it. I don't want to talk about that. I've had way too many like arguments with people about Breath of the Wild, so I'm just gonna nip that in the bud. I'm just gonna nip that one in the bud and say like, yes, you're right. Anyway, moving on. Infinite is loved by BioShock fans. BioShock is more impactful on normies, I think. Did you see my ranking of BioShock Infinite? Did you want to see it? Again, I gotta really be clear. Can we still be friends if we don't agree on it? Because if not, then I don't want to show you. Because I don't think you're gonna like me. Mario Odyssey, 5. Ocarina of Time, 5. Easy. You did. Oh. Well then. I held my tongue. I think... Can I explain? Can I attempt to explain, at least? God of War, that's God of War 1. I don't think I've rated God of War 2 on here. God of War 2 is an easy 4 for me as well. I think the first 3 God of War games are easy 4s for me. Okay. Let me polish off all these ratings, then I'll hop back up there and we can chat about it. Because I have some very specific reasons why I gave it what I gave it, which is a 3. Let's see here. This game is incredible. RE2 Remake is borderline a perfect game. It's got a fantastic style. It's got fantastic controls. The atmosphere is unrivaled. The pacing is borderline perfect. The lighting, like the graphics, actually help the game be better. They don't take away from the game. Mr. X is a fantastic, the way he works in this game is a revelation. This game is borderline perfect for me. Borderline perfect for me. Ori, as much as it frustrated me, it is stunningly gorgeous. The story is really, 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 really nice. The movement and like the moment to moment gameplay is just fantastic. Ori for me, easy 5. Inside was boring for me. I don't know why it got 1 million awards. The setting and theme was cool. That's fair. I can get that. I get that one. Again, 4. I think it's a 4 for me because I also liked the other stuff that Playdead has made. Like they made Limbo, and I thought Limbo was really cool. But it's like a pretty easy puzzle platformer. So it's got a really interesting ending, I'll say. Really interesting ending, I'll say. Yoku's, if you have not played Yoku's, go play Yoku's. This game is fantastic. I love this game. It's so adorable and so much fun. Replayability is low for me. I don't really, yeah, I guess so. I don't normally factor in replayability on stuff. I get the point though, especially because there's no point in going back and playing Inside a second time. Like you get nothing for it. There's no benefit. So I get that. Okay. Emmy. Let's talk about this. This one was a tough one for me to decide. Emmy, my friend. Because I had a lot of fun while playing it. And I was super duper hyped for it when it came out. And I was not let down when I played it the first time. I need to make my own ranking then because I think that's a valid consideration of what makes a game good. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, you can, and that's the coolest thing is like if replayability is a thing that's like super important for you, then obviously that would rank higher than it would for like Crisp. That absolutely, I think you should. I think everyone should check out ggapp.io and set their own rankings. Wink. It's free. It's actually really cool. I really like it. Crisp knows. So Emmy, first time through, I played it and I was like, this is pretty good. I kind of like the vibe that they're going for, and the ending it was like it didn't offend me. The ending didn't offend me. I kind of got what they were going for. I was like, this is kind of cool. I like this vibe. And then I played it again, and I was just really taken aback by how the word that they use, that like the word that pretentious people and like quote unquote smart people use when they talk about this game is ludonarrative dissonance, right? So ludonarrative dissonance is like the disconnect between what the gameplay is, like what you're doing in the gameplay, and then what the story is presenting. I certainly hope it wasn't offensive. I know some people who actually were offended by it. For a lot of reasons. Like I had some friends who played it and they were offended by like the white nationality stuff that was going on to begin with, and then I had some other people who were offended by like the Vox Populi, which is that I was like, that's okay, cool. But like I had discussions with people who like were offended by like a lot of stuff. There were a lot of people who were offended by like the ending. They're like, why would they like, you know, try and pull the rug out from underneath me like that? I'm like, what? All right, whatever. They just, I don't think they got it. But the more I played, the more I was like, I don't think that this game knew what it wanted to actually be. And I think the more that I played it, the more I realized they're offended because they want an answer and also can't handle racial criticism. I guess. I don't know. But I mean, there were also some people who were offended by the way that the Vox Populi took over and then were just as violent in the other direction. And I was just like, okay, I don't know. It's weird. It's supposed to be like a send up of like the entire thing. Like I get the point of what it's doing, but the more I played it, the more I was like, there was such a giant divide between the gameplay and the story they're trying to tell. And it's not that I think that like games always have to mesh perfectly like that, but I do think that like when they can, it's usually better. Like both things are then elevated because of that. Now, like they don't know how coups work. Yeah, I mean, again, I think my general rule of thumb is that people probably need to read a lot more. Like I do think that people need to read a lot more, like a lot more. So I don't think you're wrong. I think that maybe they were just like, oh, what? Yeah, people be bad sometimes. Anyway, I definitely need to read a lot more, Lamau. We all need to read a lot more. I need to read a lot more. But I don't know. So, Emmy, for me, the reason that I knocked it into from a 4 to a 3, there's just so many books, but there's so many games too. But that's okay. The good news is the public libraries are fantastic. Oh, I have so many opinions about public libraries. Y'all need to use them. They're so cool. Ooh, they're so cool. Anyway, just take a look. It's in a book. It's Reading Rainbow. Anyway, Amy, for me, the game went from a 4 to a 3 because it didn't change my perspective on stuff. Again, it's the same thing with BioShock. Like, I thought that BioShock was incredible, but I've also played games like BioShock previously. BioShock Infinite was BioShock again, but better. Like, more of it. It's just more BioShock, which is not a bad thing at all. Same thing with BioShock 2. I thought BioShock 2 was like, yeah, this is really great. Plays 15 times on 1999 mode. Yeah, I played it through once on 1999. And it's good. It's good. But I think, again, like the main problem that I had with it was not necessarily like that the gameplay was too difficult. It was just that there was just a chasm between the really poignant and interesting story that they were trying to like express, and then you basically like committing genocide like throughout the entire game. There's nothing like, I don't mind a shooty shoot game, but it didn't even do anything clever with it. I felt like there was no like, to me, there was not like a level of commentary like that. The gameplay was not itself part of the commentary. Like a good example would be, I'm about to spoil a game, by the way. I'm going to talk about Spec Ops: The Line real quick. So if you want to play Spec Ops: The Line, just do this real quick. But I do need to spoil it for my example, just so we're on the same page. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. So in like, yeah, War Crimes the game. Exactly. That's the whole thing, is like the gameplay facilitates the story. And there's not like, it makes sense as to like, oh, okay, you're doing all this horrible stuff that ties into the story that they're trying to tell. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot of games that fall into this trap of like, you're doing one thing, but then the game's telling something completely different. I think JRPGs are a really good example of that. You know, white phosphorus level crushed me, as it should. It's supposed to. And I never got that sense from BioShock Infinite. To me, I was just like, I get what they're trying to express, but I don't know if, I think they were locked into the style based on the previous games. I think if they named it anything else and like changed the gameplay style, it could have been a really poignant, really like intense look at like jingoism and all this, like all the stuff that, like, you know, they're trying to talk about in BioShock Infinite, but I don't think that the gameplay, I think the gameplay actively hindered the point of the story, and I think the story actively hindered the gameplay. That's why I put it at a 3. It's not an easy recommendation for me. It's good, not an easy recommendation. Here we go. I love this. I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with the incongruity of the plot, and it's open to interpretation purposely. I agree. The point was that messing with space-time paradox led to increasingly worse scenarios. Yep. All of which led to killing Comstock. Yep. It's a reflection on the absolute mess while this the absolute mess this white Confederate started. Yes. And our closure was his murder. Yes, I agree. I don't know what me blasting people with a shotgun and throwing them up in the air with a giant tentacle, like a tentacle power, has to do with that. That's kind of what I'm saying. I agree with everything you just said, Amy. I love that part of the narrative. Drawful. Cheers. Thank you. So, like, that makes sense. That's all I'm really saying. That's all I'm really saying. I did. I've been talking a lot. Thank you. BioShock Infinite should have been a walking sim. In this essay, that's a good, I mean, you can make an argument it could have been helped by that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the gameplay. I think that they're actively at odds with one another. Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Amy. I mean, that is the reason why it keeps happening, but how does that, you know, I want to actually. I like legitimately it is in my brain. It's like, I want to walk through some hot takes. Yeah, I've asked Emby if she wants to, I'm working on a concept for like a gaming podcast. Because as you can tell, I have a lot of thoughts about gaming, obviously. And I appreciate Emmy's perspective on games. And so I'm working on getting that rolling. I've you know, Emmy is one of the people I wanted to have be a regular on it, as well as another buddy of mine. But we have to shoot the pilot first. And we have to try it out and see if it works. And I have not had any time to focus on it. So there's that. But as do I. Exactly. Anyway, well, this has been very fun. This all spawned from me showing off my gaming closet. Again, natural foil. A podcast is, I also need a haircut. Me too. A podcast is one of those things that everyone wants to do, but I really want to do, you know, because I too have opinions. Some of them garbage. So I actually have a podcast, by the way, if you didn't know, currently. You check it out. It's called Casual Friday. It's me and my buddy, from North Carolina, and we just kind of chat about nothing really. And I really like that creative outlet. And I will say that this is my general advice. It's kind of like I've said before, Crisp, is like, just try it. We're picking a horror game. I can't be here because spoilers. Nothing. I love conversational podcasts. Good. Yeah, it's just chill. Anyway. Yeah, that's the thought is, yeah, I also have a lot of opinions about like games and stuff. And I want somewhere where I can like kind of just chat about them. And this is a good outlet for that. But I also kind of want to talk about things like on the weekly and like, you know, get some of those opinions out there like kind of quick. So, you know, Like the stuff that happened freaking, what, 2 weeks ago with all the, was it 2 weeks ago or last week? When did all the like the PlayStation Showcase happen? Was that last week? If that was last week, my brain's like, it was last week, wasn't it? My brain. This is not the platform for stuff being fleshed out. Yeah. Not always. Not always. People don't tend to grasp. I don't know. It's, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so like last week when all that stuff happened with like the showcase, I was like, man, that'd be a really cool episode of like just talking about all the cool stuff that happened. What got you most hyped from that showcase? A lot of stuff. I think so. The Ragnarok stuff was really, really cool, obviously. The fact that they showed off Spider-Man 2, that was really cool, or teased it, I should say. And I think the big thing for me though was the Wolverine tease, because Insomniac is one of those developers that, like, as far as I'm concerned, they just have a pass, like, perpetually. And so them attempting a Wolverine game, they did, I mean, they have screwed up, but like, you know, they don't always get it right. But generally speaking, I'm like, yeah, they know what they're doing. And that Wolverine tease was like, yep, yes, please. I would like that. I saw those claws on the screen. Let's go. I'm also, can we, hey, real quick, can we talk about this? I may finally get a PS5 if Ragnarok is exclusive. I think it is exclusive, Emmy. I think it is. Can we talk about Marvel's Midnight Suns real quick? Because I think that is like my new most anticipated game. Can we just real quick walk through this trailer of Midnight Suns? Have y'all seen this trailer? Hold on. Y'all, look at this. Talk about this with me. This is all of a sudden my most anticipated game. It was Deathloop. Deathloop is out. It's now this. This looks so stinking cool. I don't trust Sony, Chris. I don't think it I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Check this out. Look at this game. Look, all right. If there's one thing you need to know about me, I also really like strategy games. Like, not real-time strategy, but like Fire Emblem, huge fan of. The XCOM games, I really love. That Mario and Rabbids game that Ubisoft came out with, I was like really shocked by how good that game is. This game, y'all.
First, they conquered humanity's greatest evil, and she lay in rest.
I'm risking a DMCA. Brutal Legend is an RTS. Brutal Legend is an RTS, and a poorly implemented one at that. Okay, Jack Black saved that game from being a 1. Jack Black saved that game from being a 1, Emmy. That game is not very good. I'm sorry. I'm going to fight on that one. Brutal Legend is a really cool story with really great voice acting and a fantastic soundtrack, but the minute-to-minute gameplay is boring as sin. Play. 2 out of 5. Shut up. Shut up, Chris. Let it go. Keep going.
And she lay in rest.
I'm going to risk a DMCA. My boy! It's my boy!
If you'd be so kind.
Oh, my other boy's here! The other boy! Ooh! Yes, she is. Oh, they got Nico. Let's go. Y'all.
Now our nightmares have come for us, and she must awaken.
What? What? Magic?
Mother.
Like, come on. Come on. So that's the important part. Do you see this? This is the important part. Because I was like, well, that looks really sick. Is it going to be like a weird action game? It's not, actually. It's a turn-based strategy game. It's a turn-based strategy game, Emmy. It's turn-based. Look. No. Give me the gameplay. Look at the gameplay.
Darker side of the Marvel Universe, packed.
This is the gameplay.
Customizable tactical battle system that rewards clever thinking.
It's
with
a
superhero.
It's a card-based tactical RPG. Tactical card-based RPG strategy game. I'm like, I know that like they hyped it up, but I was still like, I don't even care. That looks dope. I love this kind of game. You got cards in it. I played it like, come on, love that. You've got these like super cool Marvel characters. You've got Firaxis doing the gameplay, which like they have not made a bad game in a long time. Persona 5 for Marvel nerds? Yeah, basically. Yeah, kinda. Not quite as cool. No, not quite as stylish, but still like looks pretty dope. The cards are like random though, like which I'm not sure on. Yeah, it's so you build decks. Like you actually do build decks based around like the stuff that you can do. So like you can hone them, make them better, but like it's got all the stuff I want in like a game. It's just got it's such a JB game. You've like it's just so me in a game. I don't know. I will definitely give them my money. Absolutely I will. Not day one, because that's not how I roll, but yeah, I will definitely give them my money. Someone has to, and it's probably not going to be me, or not going to be a lot of people. So, oh well. I do have some friends though that like are big XCOM people, like big XCOM fans, that like they didn't even know that was the Firaxis game. And then I showed them the gameplay. They're like, "Oh, actually, that looks really cool." The problem is, I think there's going to be a lot of people who think it's going to be like a hack and slash, and they'll be like, "Wait, what is this crap?" And then like turn it like they're going to take it right back to GameStop and be like, no thanks. I don't want to like become friends with Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel and Wolverine. I wanted to like fight some demons with magic. The character. I know I do too. I think it's really cool, but I won't, you know, I know a lot of people are gonna oh man, I don't get excited about games. Look what Psychonauts 2 did. I have trust issues. That's why like I have in my brain like a few, like I don't know, I would say maybe like 6 studios that I trust. Like when they make a game, I can like trust that it's actually going to be like probably decent week 1. Like decent. And Firaxis is one of them. I probably still will not give them my money day one. Because Arcane is another one that like, generally speaking, I think Arcane makes fantastic games. I'm not going to give them money up for Deathloop day one. It's just not going to happen. So good for you for being excited. Thank you. Thank you. I also am rarely excited about games, Amy. You and I might are on the same page about a lot of stuff. Wonderland might be next. Yeah. Wonderland is Wonderland's, but the thing is like it's Borderlands. I already know it's gonna be great. It's Borderlands. I'm gonna love it. Waiting for Deathloop to drop on Game Pass. It's gonna be so cool. That game looks so good. I think that game went from like people forgot it existed to like automatically top of like Game of the Year list for a lot of people. People who are paying attention, not like, you know, Spike TV Video Game Awards. Anyway, back to me. Oh man, we were gonna play a game tonight, but now we're not because it's time for me to hop off. because I do a nice quick and short stream on Thursdays, and that was very fun. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I just want more Borderlands content. So yeah, exactly. It's the same thing with me. It's like it's more Borderlands. So like there's no problems. It's just gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. Crisp, Emmy, Drawful, Tanner, Sky, all of you, Bot Thunder. Yeah, please do. All of y'all are fantastic. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We are gonna be live on Monday. Amy, you'll like this. We're playing Costume Quest. Because I want to beat it on stream. Love that game. So we're going to do that. Costume Quest starts on Monday. We will probably finish it by Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we'll end up picking up the game that I was going to play tonight, but I ended up just not. So no problems. We're going to pick that up on Wednesday probably. Yes, Chris, please play Banjo. Please start Banjo at least. You gotta. Good. If you like podcasts, check out Casual Friday. It's my podcast to do with my buddy. It's got a new episode coming out tomorrow. Y'all might like it. It's funny. We talk about boomers and zoomers. So it's very much the CQ earlier was Costume Quest I can't watch because spoilers. Oh no! I'm sorry, Emmy. I'm sorry. Well, I'll hit you up when we're done with it on Wednesday. You remember I messaged you asking if you had a podcast? Yes, I do remember that, Crisp. Yes, because you have a podcast voice. The reason I started a podcast was because I had like 70 people. That's an exaggeration, but I had a lot of people say like, "Hey, you have a really clean sounding voice. Do you have a podcast?" And I was like, "No, but I should. People keep telling me this." So then I did. Anyway, millennials are going to save this planet. And here we are. Exactly. Anyway, y'all check it out. It's Casual Friday. It's on all the spots. Spotify, Google Play, all the places. Like I said, back here on Monday. And Emmy, we're still playing Borderlands 2 on Tuesday. Is that right? Still more Borderlands 2 on Tuesday. Borderlands Tuesdays, right? Yes? Correct? Correctamundo? I assume so. Yes. Check out Amy's channel. Check out Amy's channel. On Tuesday, I'm going to be there playing Borderlands 2 with her and Tanner, who is I Killed Kenny in chat. And it's a riot. It's a riot. I spent the last like 20 minutes of the playthrough on Tuesday just like running people over with a sand skiff. It was just a blast. So check that out. That's on Tuesday. I'll be here Monday and Wednesday and Thursday again next week. I'm gonna hop off and hang out with my wife some. So appreciate y'all hanging out, being cool as per usual, helping me get through my weird video game collection and play all these cool games and talk to me about games and all that fun stuff. But I will see y'all on Monday if I don't see you before. And yes, Chris, please play Banjo and let us know how it is in the Discord. And also go to bed because it sounds like you're tired. Okay, see you everyone. Bye.